G'day, welcome to Todd's Kitchen. I've been asked by a particular subscriber constantly to make this recipe, so here it is. It's so easy, so simple, so delicious. Happens to be keto, but who cares about that because it's just mouth-watering. So join me today as I make my version of a bacon bomb. Okay, so this literally takes just a couple of minutes to prepare. It's incredibly simple and the taste profile is fantastic for such a simple preparation. So we're going to start off with our bacon. So we're using stringy bacon and we're going to just make a weave. And you want to try and make it a square version. So we're just going to leave a space in between each one. So if you've got longer ones, use longer ones of course. And the longer and the larger, the better, because it's more bacon, more deliciousness. Okay, so basically I want to go over, under, and we can just move that over. So again, under, and over, and so forth. And we're just going to keep on doing this until we get a lovely bacon weave. So we're just going to make it as tight as possible, just so you don't have any gaps in between. Just so you've got complete coverage and the meat won't come oozing out of our bacon weave. And it's as simple as that. It literally takes just a couple of minutes to make a bacon weave. So you can just make sure it's all nice and pretty. Okay, so it's that simple. We have our bacon weave. So there's no gaps, it's nice and tight, so you don't have to worry about the meat coming out. Okay, so for our next ingredient, we're going to use some ground pork mince. Now you don't really need to worry about exact measurements. You want to play it roughly by ear. So you can do like half a kilo or a pound. So you just want to stick it just in the middle. Just get as much as you can in, but don't overdo it, otherwise you won't be able to wrap it up properly. And push it down a bit, just get all the air out so you save space. And I'm just going to put a little indent in the middle. And I'm keeping this very simple. In the middle I'm just going to add some cheese. Up to you what type of cheese you like. Mozzarella, tasty cheese, just whatever you prefer. It's very simple. But who doesn't love melted cheese? Now after this you can add any type of vegetables or seasoning that you like. It's really very versatile. But because this is a bacon explosion, I just want to keep that lovely pork taste. The minced pork and the bacon. So I'm just going to season it lightly, just with some salt and a little bit of pepper. Not too much because I don't want to overshadow that flavour. So at this point, it's really incredibly simple. We're using our foil that we've got underneath our bacon. We're just going to slowly roll this up without rolling the foil inside, of course. So we're going to let the foil do the work for us till we have a lovely round log of bacon. So push as hard as you can, or relatively firmly, just so it's one thick log. And don't be afraid to open it just again, just to be on the safe side. And as you can see, it is nice and round and compact. And just moving the edges like so. So because we're keeping it in the foil, we don't need toothpicks or anything like that. As long as it's nice and compacted, the bacon will actually stick to the meat pretty well. Okay, so once it's pushed down like that, just simply roll it up into our foil. Just pat it down and firm down the sides. And that's it. It's done and ready for the oven. Okay, so we're going to place it into a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 45 minutes. And at 45 minutes, we're going to place a digital thermometer inside of our bacon bomb. And as long as it's above 71 degrees Celsius or 160 degrees Fahrenheit, you know it's ready. Okay, so I know you'll want to have it straight away. I recommend that you don't. What you're going to do is let it sit there for half an hour, because if you cut it up straight away, all the juices are just going to run out. And that's where half the flavour is. So let it rest for a good half an hour. And it's ready to cut up and serve. And trust me, just waiting that extra half an hour makes a huge difference in the taste. As you can see, I've just placed it into the oven on a high temperature, say about 230 degrees Celsius, and that'll just help cook the outside of the bacon. So it's completely optional, but it just really adds a nice extra texture. And well, who doesn't love bacon well done? And the best thing about cooking it on the outside afterwards, because it only takes a couple of minutes, you can choose exactly how you want your bacon. And look at that, just sizzling away in the oven. So again, this is completely optional, but I love to do it because it just adds that extra bit of colour and definitely the taste to our bacon. Okay, so all we have to do is just cut into our bacon bomb. Oh, look at that. It smells delicious. And come on, it's bacon, of course it is. You have this fantastic bacon wrapped around pork with a center of cheese. So you can cut up any size that you like, or you can just take a little bit like this and, oh man, that's good. Oh, that is really, really good. Bacon, pork and cheese wrapped into a lovely little round log like this. So it certainly is incredibly delicious. And again, you can cook the bacon as much as you like. You can have it far crispier if you like. That's what's best by just quickly cooking it on the outside later, because you can really choose how crispy you go. So you can have it almost crispy where it's, as you can see, it's just starting to break apart, or you can have it black. It's incredibly simple, literally takes just a couple of minutes to put together, but the best part is it tastes simply delish.